हम यहाँ माता सुंदरी के दर्शन करने आए हुए थे और हमारे गुरुदेव जी के सानिध्य में यहाँ पे कल पूजा पाठ होना था। श्री श्री ये पीठाधीश्वर जी हैं त्रिपुरा सुंदरी के हरिओम जी महाराज, तो उन्होंने हमें यहाँ यज्ञ के निरीक्षण के लिए भेजा था। एकदम से मुसलमानों की बहुत भारी भीड़ आई और उन्होंने मेरे ऊपर जानलेवा हमला कर दिया और मैं गाड़ी से जैसे निकल के भागा तो गाड़ी पे उन्होंने पत्थर बरसाने और ये आपके सामने जो भी हालात हैं और मैं चिल्लाता रहा, भाई मेरी गाड़ी, मेरा क्या लेना देना, मेरा क्या लेना देना। और वो कहते रहे कि आएगा तो सीपीएम आएगा, नहीं तो कोई नहीं रहेगा। तो ये सब होके यहाँ चलता रहा।
कितने लोग था जो आपके ऊपर हमला किया?
30 से 40 आदमी थे।
अच्छा जी।
हमारे लोगों पे जान हमला किया गया। एटी टाइम कोई नहीं आया बाहर निकल करके और दंगाइयों को इनसे कड़ी से कड़ी मांग की जा रही है। जो यहाँ की सरकार हो चाहे सेंट्रल की सरकार हो, ये ध्यान रखे नहीं, यहाँ पूरा विश्व हिंदू परिषद और पूरा उतरेगा तब समझेगा ये राज्य। इसको समझाइए और हमारी बात पहुँचाइए। हमारे लोगों के काफिले पे हमला किया गया, हमारा किसी से मतलब नहीं था, घर हमारे जानलेवा हमला हमारे ऊपर किया गया और इसको बात को ध्यान रखें।
All right, so those were the priests over there who say that they were attacked by men who were raising slogans in favor of the CPIM. What we know so far of this incident that took place on Tuesday night is that unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Deb in Udaipur in the Gomti district of Tripura. Now, the incident occurred at a time when a group of priests had arrived at Deb's residence to perform the annual puja over the Shad ceremony for Deb's father. Now, according to reports, the mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. The bystanders and the locals, of course, did try to come to the rescue of the priests. Thereafter, these people, who believed to be 40 to 50 in number, fled. Anirudh is reporting on this. He joins me live from Guwahati now. Anirudh, good morning. Give us more details to begin with of what really happened. Now, we were listening to some of those comments that came in from the priests over there. They seem to suggest that people who attacked them were shouting slogans in favor of the CPIM.
Yes, in fact, we have breaking news coming in at this point in time that former Chief Minister Biplab Deb is in fact enrolled to his village ancestral home as of now. He will be reaching there at around 10:30 a.m. Half an hour from now, and he will be taking part in the rituals which were scheduled earlier. There will be no change of any program. All the programs which were set to take place today will happen as per the schedule. This is what we are getting to know. Meanwhile, yesterday's attack has been seen as a very offensive attack by the opposition as well as by the ruling party. In fact, they have also named that it is the Left Front or the CPM who has carried out this attack at the residence of the ancestral residence of the former Chief Minister in Udaipur. And we are also getting to know that the mob who came not only raised slogans, they also tried to burst into the ancestral home of the former Chief Minister. And when they failed to burst into the house, they set ablaze the shops which were in front of his ancestral residence and also set ablaze the vehicles which were parked outside. It may also be noted that some of the priests from the most revered Shaktipeeth in Tripura, the Tripura Sundari temple, were already there when this attack was carried out last evening at around 10:30. Given the time of the attack at which it was carried out, several questions are also being raised on the police and security forces as if the residence of a former Chief Minister, be it an ancestral residence or a residence for that matter, can be attacked in such a manner by a mob. What will be the fate of general supporters and other party workers for that matter, Rupa?
Has been taken thereafter. We are told that security, of course, has been heightened outside the former Tripura Chief Minister's home. But any comment coming in from Biplab Deb so far?
Yes, as of now, Biplab Deb has not yet commented on the attack that was carried out at his ancestral residence. But yes, we have been informed by the former Chief Minister that he is on his way to his ancestral home and will be reaching there in around half an hour from now, and will also take part in all the rituals and the programs which were scheduled earlier. And there will be no change in any schedule of the rituals which were supposed to take place today at his ancestral residence. He will also perform the yajna which was scheduled to take place today, and that the priest who had already come to his ancestral residence yesterday there, they will be performing the yajna and rituals as per the schedule. We are also, in fact, we are also expecting Biplab Deb to react on this entire incident. We are getting to know that he will be available very shortly. But as of now, he is traveling to his ancestral home and he is en route to the village.
All right. So as Anirudh is pointing out, we're given to understand that security, of course, has been heightened over this. Now, Anirudh, any comment that we are getting from the CPIM yet on this alleged action of their workers?
No comment has been made by any political party so far. But given the pattern of the violence that has been witnessed yesterday, it's of a very serious nature, and let me also tell you that security has been heightened as of now, as you were also pointing out. The entire area has been cordoned off. The deployment of police and paramilitary forces have been made. But yes.
All right. So Anirudh, of course, is taking us through the security arrangements that have now been put in place. We are learning that security has been heightened across, and we are still awaiting a comment to come in from Biplab Deb. Thank you very much, Anirudh, for the moment for joining us.
Early morning protests have broken out in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir against the civilian killings by the terrorists in the Rajouri district's Dhangri, wherein the terrorists barged in 4 houses, killing the 4 people on 1st of January, followed by an ID blast that has taken place in the first house that was attacked by the terrorists on 1st of January, and that has taken 2 lives of the miners, after which the protests have broken out. Yesterday there was a complete Band call was given in the Kishtwar and the Doda district, and today the Band call has been given in the Poonch district, wherein protests have begun. The Jammu and Kashmir Bar Association in Jammu has also given a Band call, and the courts will remain shut in the Jammu region against the civilian killings by the terrorists. The people are saying that there needs to be action against the Pakistan, another surgical strike and a foolproof solution for the Pakistan problem that is trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir and targeting the minorities. With Sir Jeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
All right, news just coming in. This is a case of shocking civic apathy that has been reported from Chennai. We are now learning that Shobna, an IT professional, lost her life after she was run over by a lorry. Now, this happened when she was taking her younger brother to school, and we are given to understand that her two-wheeler hit a pothole, and thereafter, of course, she fell off her two-wheeler and was run over by a lorry that came from behind. Now, while Shobna died on the spot, her brother sustained injuries and is undergoing treatment. Her body has been sent for an autopsy. Immediately after the accident, we are told that the authorities filled the pothole with gravel. A police investigation is currently underway. This is a tweet that came in from Zoho. This is Sridhar Wembu, the CEO of Zoho, who has tweeted, "One of her engineers, Ms. Shobna, died tragically when her scooter skidded in the heavily potholed roads of Madhuravoyal in Chennai. She was taking her younger brother to school. Our bad roads have caused a tragic loss to her family and to Zoho as well." Let's go across to Varshini, who's reporting on this. She brings us more details. Now, Varshini, this civic apathy has taken another young life in Chennai, and we've just had a tweet come in from Zoho's CEO. But the fact of the matter is that this is abysmal. It could have been avoided. What are authorities telling you?
Nupur, if you see this Tambram-Madurai High Road, where this accident has apparently taken place, is one of the very important roads which connects, the south and the north Chennai. And there are many frequent users who commute through this road every single day. And a young engineer who had apparently gone to drop off her brother at a school had slipped, the bike had skid in a pothole, which is definitely shocking to know, because when a lot of people, use this particular road every single day, then the condition of the road being this bad is definitely worrisome. And that is what the authorities are responsible for and answerable to right now. As you mentioned, the young girl works for the company Zoho, and the CEO himself has tweeted about this civic apathy that is taking place in the state. Now that the people who are responsible for this, including the engineers and the other MLAs and the local authorities, have to answer for this, is the main demand put forth by the family and the residents of that particular area where this accident has taken place. Therefore, the DMK government is definitely answerable, and they have to extend a statement regarding this as to what is the government planning to do to make sure that these kind of road accidents due to bad road situations do not take place in the future. So there is an expectation that the DMK government or the local authorities, at least for that matter, will be coming out with a letter or a statement as to what happened and how they are going to move forward with this. And there is their expectation that this might come out anytime soon.
Now, we're given to understand, Varshini, that soon after this accident, local authorities, to try and cover up the situation, actually just fill these potholes with gravel. And that, at the heart of it, is the problem, these quick fix solutions that our authorities undertake when something, hits the roof.
Well, Nupur, this pothole menace has always been a bigger problem in the state. And as you rightly mentioned, only when a problem arises, there is a solution being tried to be given for it. And this particular case in that whole incident has been completely, as you mentioned, an attempt to cover up the whole scenario. After the accident has taken place, the local corporation authorities have quickly rushed to the spot, and they have tried to cover up the pothole with cement. And this is definitely more shocking and saddening because it was not done as soon as it was brought to their notice. Only when a life was lost, this kind of an emergency thing was done by the corporation officials, which they could have very well done way before, when there was, it was noted that a pothole was seen in the vicinity. Therefore, it is an attempt to cover up, having more and more questions being raised after a life being lost in this particular accident.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Any comments that are coming in from municipal authorities in that area? Because at the end of the day, it is their responsibility to maintain these roads. And, might I add, these appear to be killer roads.
Well, absolutely no. As of now, the municipal authorities are not taking any kind of responsibility and giving an apology or any kind of a response for that matter. But of course, like you mentioned, and like I keep repeatedly saying, it is a responsibility. They have to own it up, and they have to, at least give an apology to the parents who've lost a kid who's a very young, engineer who has been working for a big company firm as well. Therefore, the municipal authorities or the local authorities, political leaders of that particular area have also not come forward with any statement, but it is expected that some or the other person will take responsibility for this menace, and they will come up with a statement.
Absolutely. Stay with us. Mr. Tirupati from the BJP on the phone line with us. Mr. Tirupati, it's a sad morning when, our roads turn into killers for young girls who are just trying to go and drop their brothers to school. And this is one such case that has come to light in Chennai. And look at the pictures, Mr. Tirupati. Municipal authorities quickly come and try to cover up what happened. They filled the area with rubble. They're trying to essentially make sure that responsibility cannot be affixed on them. What do you make of this, and what is it that you think, what is it that goes through your mind when you look at these pictures?
It is not only that place, the entire Chennai. Why? Entire Tamil Nadu is like that. Tamil Nadu is famous for its very good roads. But unfortunately, after the DMK government came to power, this government has not done anything to lay the roads properly. For the last 2 years, they said that they don't have finance. That's what they say. But unfortunately, the entire Chennai particularly, due to the stormwater drain and other works by the Public Works Department, one day, each and every day, the holes are being dug in Chennai, and the government is irresponsible. I think somebody has to take it accountable, and I think the government has to dismiss those who are responsible for this, and definitely those should be punished severely.
Right. Mr. Tirupati, also do you think that a blame should be affixed on civic authorities in cases like this, and an FIR should actually be filed, because at the end of the day it was their responsibility to make sure that commuters can use these pothole-ridden roads safely?
Because of the huge corruption, rampant corruption which is happening across the state. The main problem is corruption, because the roads are not laid properly. Whatever the amount is spent, more than 50% goes on the corrupt practice. That is the problem.
All right, Mr. Tirupati, appreciate your speaking to us. Also joining us on the phone line is Kovai Satyan from the AIADMK. Kovai Satyan, good morning. This is, in fact, an extremely sad day for Chennai, for Tamil Nadu, when a young girl loses her life to a pothole. I mean, this is civic apathy at its worst. Do you think that blame and responsibility needs to be affixed? All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection, but I'm going to go back to Varshini on this one. Varshini, has any action being taken against the municipal authorities? Because in a case like this, ideally, perhaps an FIR, and the way forward may just be an FIR being filed against civic authorities, because this was a girl who was just trying to drop her brother to school. Little did she know that a pothole would claim her life.
Well, absolutely, yes, Nupur. It is definitely a very, very saddening situation, an accident that has taken place. And as you are pointing out about how the civic authorities, the municipal authorities has to take responsibility of this matter, as of now, nobody has come forward and they have not yet
Just hold your thoughts for a minute, Varshini. I'm afraid I'll have to interrupt you there. Kovai Satyam on the line with us. Now, Kovai Satyam, I was earlier asking you that do you think that responsibility needs to be affixed on civic authorities to make sure that something like this does not happen again?
Yeah, that is the expectation. Responsibility and accountability has to be fixed, and whoever has erred has to be punished as per the books of the law. But DMK government, Mr. Stalin, MLAs, ministers, none of them will take that initiative because there is corruption at all levels. The 4,000 crore stormwater drainage program is a cherry on icing in corruption, because every road is dug in Chennai city unnecessarily in the name of stormwater drainage, and the kickbacks ranges from 30% and upwards. So when there is corruption at all levels, nobody will come forward to take responsibility. Nobody will be held accountable for this. And DSK leader definitely will not do it, because it is his own MLAs and ministers who are hand in glove with corruption.
All right, Kawai Satyan, appreciate your speaking to us on Republic TV. Thank you very much for joining us. Varshini has been bringing us the latest on this. And of course, just to tell our viewers, there's been a tweet by Sridhar Vembu, the CEO of Zoho, who says one of our engineers, Ms. Shobna, died tragically when her scooter skidded in the heavily potholed roads near Madurovayal in Chennai. She was taking her younger brother to school. Our bad roads have caused a tragic loss to her family and to Zoho. A look now at what else is making news this morning. Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Deb in Udaipur. The incident occurred at a time when a group of priests arrived at Deb's residence. The mob attacked saints and vandalized their vehicles. Two days in a row, stone pelting has been reported on the Vande Bharat train. The BJP has raised questions as to why no action has been taken after the first attack. However, the TMC has hit back, asking the BJP to not politicize this. Actor Gayatri Raghuram has quit the BJP and has called the BJP party chief Annamalai a tactical liar. She's further added that women are not safe in Tamil Nadu. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run probe, a victim's friend and the sole eyewitness in this case, Nidhi, gave her testimony to the Delhi police. She revealed that the victim was in a drunken state and insisted on driving the two-wheeler. The BJP's national executive will meet for 2 days on the 16th and 17th of January and is likely to endorse an extension in its national president JP Nadda's tenure. The key organizational body will deliberate on its strategy for the upcoming state assembly elections and prepare for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls as well. TDP party president and former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has been denied public meetings, rallies and road shows. N. Chandrababu Naidu was planning to tour Chittoor district from today and has been denied permission by the police. In a video shared by the NFL division, an RPF constable from Purnia junction of Kathia railway division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. The BJP National President JP Nadda will be on a 2-day visit to the pole-bound state of Karnataka from the 5th of January. He will be visiting key mutts, including the prominent Veerashaiva Seminary. Early morning protests broke out in Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans were raised and effigies were burnt by locals who demanded another surgical strike on Pakistan. IT raids are being carried out across various locations in Hyderabad. We are learning that IT officials have raided the offices of the Excel company. Their offices in Gachibowli, Chandanagar and Bachupalli have been raided. Around 20 teams of the IT department are involved in these raids. We are also getting scant details in terms of what this is regarding. We are learning that there are some irregularities that have been found by the IT department in transactions that have been made by Excel. So pictures on your screen are of various companies under the ambit of the Excel group. Aneri is reporting live on this from Hyderabad. She has more details. Aneri, tell us more, please.
Well, Nopur, what we are being told is that IT company, Excel company group is being raided by the IT officials since early in the morning today. And also at the same time, what we are being told is that after they had found some irregularities in the transactions of the company, that is why we see that these IT raids are being conducted at various locations. Around 20 teams of IT officials are conducting raids, and also at the same time we are being told that raids are being conducted at multiple locations. Around 3 to 4 locations IT raids are being conducted is what we are learning. But yes, also at the same time, after the officials found that it was they had some irregularities in the transactions, and that is the reason why now we see that there are IT raids being conducted. And also at the same time, what we are being told is that this Excel group is the main head office of this is in Chennai, and the corporate office is here in Hyderabad. And we see now that IT officials are conducting raids at various locations.
What?
Around 20 teams are involved, and they furthermore details will have to wait after.
All right. Thank you very much, Aneri, for bringing us all those details. So as Aneri is pointing out, multi-location raids are being carried out by the IT department.
विप्लव देव हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं, त्रिपुरा के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री। विप्लव देव जी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है रिपब्लिक मीडिया पर आपका। सबसे पहले आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, ठीक एक दिन पहले आपके पिता की पुण्यतिथि थी, उससे पहले ऐसा हादसा हुआ, क्या आपसे दुश्मनी या संतों से दुश्मनी, क्या था ये?
देखिए, ये आपने देखा होगा, पहले भी कम्युनिस्ट ने त्रिपुरा में कोशिश किया था एक समय, जब R1 लोकल बॉडी इलेक्शन हुई थी दुर्गा पूजा के लगभग आसपास, जो त्रिपुरा को बदनाम करके मस्जिद जला दी गई। एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल में भी त्रिपुरा को बदनाम करने की, भाजपा सरकार को बदनाम करने की कोशिश की गई, सफल नहीं हो पाई। और सबसे दुखद बात है, जब आज मेरे पिताजी की बरसी है, उसमें यज्ञ करने के लिए मैंने संत लोगों को बुलाया है, और मेरे पत्नी वहां देखभाल करने के लिए गई थी अगरतला से, और देखभाल करके जब कर रही थी, उसी समय कम्युनिस्ट के एक पूर्व मंत्री और विधायक उसी एरिया में, संखालू एरिया में जाके इनको उकसाया, जुलूस निकाला, वो सब किया है पूरे दिन भर में। और जब मेरी पत्नी वहां से चुकी थी, तब 7 बजे के आसपास वहां जाके मेरे घर के सामने जहां यज्ञ होगा, वहां कम्युनिस्ट का झंडा लगाने गए। तो झंडा जब लगा रहा था, तो सरपंच वगैरह सब लोगों ने मना किया, फिर आज जो यज्ञ होगा पिताजी की वो है, तो आप लोग काल से लगा लीजिए। तो माने नहीं। उसके बाद अपने लोगों को मारपीट किया है, गाड़ी महाराज की जो संत के गाड़ी 3-4 भंगचोर की है। एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वकील थे, उनके साथ उनको मारपीटने की कोशिश किया है। उसके बाद उसमें जो भगवान के जो छवि वगैरह लगी हुई थी, सब तोड़फोड़ और राजधानी किया है। इस तरीके से 50-60 आदमी का ग्रुप आया है और जो मर्जी वो किया है। और ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, जो विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं, और ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है। और क्योंकि हम लोगों ने पिछले 2018 से सत्ता संभाला, त्रिपुरा में कोई भी दांगा हमने नहीं दिया, किसी के साथ कुछ भी नहीं, सब मिलकर हम लोग चल रहे थे। कम्युनिस्ट बार बार ये सब करके राजनीति करना चाहती है, और मुझे बहुत दुख है कि मैंने कभी भी कम्युनिस्ट कांग्रेस ऐसा भेदभाव नहीं किया। एक प्रशासक के नाते जो काम करने के लिए डेवलपमेंट के मुद्दों को लेकर काम किया है, और त्रिपुरा में दिखता है। तो ये जो कोशिश किया है, मैं इसको करता हूँ, और ऐसी भावना के साथ त्रिपुरा में ऐसा करना, मेरे पिताजी का बरसी वो अलग विषय है, किंतु ये दूसरे किसी सिटीजन के साथ भी हो सकती थी। मैं भी एक नागरिक हूँ, नागरिक के नाते मैं देखता हूँ, ये बहुत ही कम्युनिस्ट के घिनौना सोच है। और उनके जो असली चेहरा जब निर्वाचन आ रही है सामने, इनके असली चेहरा दिखता है, जो कि एक अनुष्ठान जिसके पिता के बरसी है, उसको भी इस तरीके से इन लोगों ने इसको मजाक बनाने की कोशिश करके अपना सत्ता और राजनीतिक रोटी छेकना चाहते हैं। निश्चित ये ऊपर वाला भी विचार करेगा, और निश्चित त्रिपुरा के आम जनता इसके ऊपर अपना विवेक के साथ विचार जरूर करेगी।
विप्लव जी, नाराजगी किस बात से थी? क्या आप लोगों ने सत्ता उखाड़ फेंकी माकपा की वहां से, सीपीएम की सत्ता उखाड़ी, ये नाराजगी थी या फिर आपसे नाराजगी थी? क्योंकि मौका नहीं था, पुण्यतिथि थी आपके पिता के, उस वक्त ऐसी घटना को अंजाम देना कई सवाल खड़े कर रहा है।
ये देखिए, ये हमारे परंपरा के, भारत के व्यवस्था के खिलाफ, जो व्यवस्था के खिलाफ करना, ये कम्युनिस्ट का, ये इनका स्वभाव में है। भारत का विरोध करना, उनके परंपरा सिस्टम को तोड़ना है, तो उसमें कोई बड़ी बात नहीं। कम्युनिस्ट का स्वभाव है, सब दुनिया जानती है, ऐसा ही करता है। तो और बाकी कम्युनिस्ट को हम लोगों ने 2018 में हराया, जनता ने हराया। हम लोगों ने अपील की, हम लोग एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से काम करते हैं और जनता ने उनको हराया है। तो हम लोगों ने नहीं हराया, हम लोग तो एक पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता है, हम भी जनता है और जनता ने हराया सबको है, और उसको कम्युनिस्ट को मान लेनी चाहिए। और बीजेपी सब जीती नहीं, एक अकेला शून्य से सरकार बनाया है, अकेला, और हमारे साथ एक अलायंस भी थी। इसके सिवा भी हमारे पास मेजोरिटी थी, हम लोग जनता के दिया हुआ राय की मेजोरिटी सरकार चला रहे हैं। और इस लोगों ने इस बहुत सालों बाद डेवलपमेंट को देखा है। कम्युनिस्ट ने कभी भी त्रिपुरा में डेवलपमेंट किया ही नहीं, ना उनका सोच थी। उनके सोच सभी समय एक दूसरे को लगा के राजनीति करना है, और विशेष करके दो संप्रदाय का अंतर ऐसा करके करना है। ये सब यहाँ नहीं, चाहे तो जेलों में जाइए, कहीं भी जाइए, उनका राजनीति वहां तक ही है, इसके बाहर। तो मैं आपके माध्यम से कम्युनिस्ट के ये सोच को करता हूँ, साथ ही साथ इनको मैं बोलता हूँ, इनको मैं ईश्वर से कामना करता हूँ, इनको सद्बुद्धि दे और डेवलपमेंट के साथ जोड़े। और डेवलपमेंट होगा तो कम्युनिस्ट के परिवार का भी होता है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जब हम घर देते हैं, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना घर त्रिपुरा में रिकॉर्ड करके दिया हुआ है, तो सबको मिला है, कम्युनिस्ट के घर को मिला है। पानी देते हैं, जल जीवन मिशन के माध्यम से 7% पानी दे चुका है, फ्री सबको दिया है। 5 किलो कर फ्री चावल देते हैं, 24,76,000 लोगों को दे रहा है, तो सबको दे रहा है। तो ऐसा नहीं है तो कम्युनिस्ट के मोदी ही लोगों को देगा, दूसरे लोगों को नहीं देगा, संप्रदाय देख के देगा, ऐसा त्रिपुरा में नहीं है। क्योंकि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में भाजपा की सरकार और भारत सरकार ऐसे ही काम करते हैं, सबका साथ सबका विकास के साथ। वही हमारा मंत्र है, हम उसी दिशा में काम करेंगे। कम्युनिस्ट जितना भी कोशिश करे, भाजपा की सरकार डेवलपमेंट के साथ काम करेगी।
तो विप्लव जी, सबसे बड़ा सवाल ये उठ रहा है कि एक दिन पहले रतन भौमिक जो माकपा के मंत्री रहे माकपा सरकार में, उन्होंने बैठक की थी विशेष समुदाय के साथ। क्या ये वही लोग थे जिनके साथ बैठक की? क्या उन पर शक है आपको?
बिल्कुल, वो तो अभी सामने भी आ गया, वही लोग है, और उनके नाम धाम भी सामने आ गया। वो सामने ही थे, सामने विरोध का सब लोगों ने देखा, उनके नाम से केस मामला भी की गई। लोग थे जिनके साथ उन्होंने बैठक किया है, वही उनके नेता है, और वो एक विशेष संप्रदाय से है, सबके सब वही वो है, वो प्रमाणित हो चुकी है और उसको वो सबके सामने आ चुकी है।
बिप्लब देव जी, क्या इससे विकास रुक जाएगा? भाजपा ने विकास की जो बयारबाही है त्रिपुरा में, जो विकास पहले नहीं हुआ था त्रिपुरा में जब आपकी सरकार नहीं थी, बीजेपी की सरकार नहीं थी, क्या उसे रोकना चाहते हैं तमाम लोग साजिश के तहत?
देखिए, स्वाभाविक है, कम्युनिस्ट सभी समय विकास विरोधी है, डेवलपमेंट विरोधी है। क्योंकि जहां भी डेवलपमेंट हो जाएगा, आत्मनिर्भर मानसिकता तैयार हो जाएगा, तब कम्युनिस्ट नहीं रहती है। कम्युनिस्ट को कभी भी डेवलपमेंट अच्छा नहीं लगता, उसके विरोध में रहता है। इनका काम ही है डेवलपमेंट करे तो उसको तोड़ना, उसको रोकना, उसको बंद करना, इंडस्ट्री को रोक देना। ये कम्युनिस्ट के नियम है, स्वभाव में है। इसीलिए तो 25 साल लगा था सरकार में रहने के बावजूद भी त्रिपुरा में कुछ नहीं कर पाया। आज त्रिपुरा के पर कैपिटा इनकम लोगों का, जो कि 1,444 रुपए थे कम्युनिस्ट के समय, आज कोरोना के 2 साल होने के बावजूद भी 1,41,000 रुपए पर कैपिटा इनकम त्रिपुरा के लोगों को हो चुकी है। त्रिपुरा के बजट जो कम्युनिस्ट के समय जो कि 14,000 के आसपास होती थी 2017 में, 14,000 करोड़ की, वो आज 27,00,000 करोड़ में पहुंचे। हमारा कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर हमने बढ़ाया है, हमने रेवेन्यू कलेक्शन बढ़ाया है। अभी जीएसटी का अपने स्टेट वाइज देखिएगा, त्रिपुरा जैसा छोटी छोटी इंडस्ट्री है, बड़ी इंडस्ट्री नहीं होने के बावजूद भी 15% जीएसटी कलेक्शन त्रिपुरा में बढ़ी है। तो त्रिपुरा को कम्युनिस्ट रोक नहीं सकते। ये आप हम ये सब कोशिश हर बार वो पूरे देश में किए जाते हैं, और ये कम्युनिस्ट के स्वभाव में कोशिश जरूर ये लोग करते रहते हैं, किंतु जनता उनको पराजित करेंगे, जनता इनके साथ नहीं देंगे, ये हमारा पूरा विश्वास है।
आपके तरफ से कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च की गई है? किसी के नाम डाला गया उसमें विप्लव जी?
मैंने अपने तरफ से कोई एफआईआर दर्ज तो नहीं की, किंतु वहाँ केस मामला ली गई ऐसा मुझे जानकारी है।
जी विप्लव जी, जिस वक्त ये हादसा हुआ, जब घटना को अंजाम दिया गया, परिवार के लोग कहाँ थे, आप लोग कहाँ थे? क्योंकि एक दिन बाद आपके यहाँ आज पुण्यतिथि थी, आज हवन का कार्यक्रम था वहाँ।
जब मैं तो अगरतला में था, मेरी पत्नी वहां थी कि वो महाराज के साथ देखभाल करने के लिए गई थी। हाफ एन आवर पहले वहां से निकल चुकी थी, उसके निकलने आधा घंटे के बाद एक घटना घटी।
जी विप्लव जी, क्या ये लोग आपके परिवार को निशाना बनाना चाह रहे थे? क्योंकि उस वक्त आपके परिवार का कोई सदस्य वहां नहीं था, संतों पर हमला किया गया, आसपास के लोगों ने बचाया इन लोगों को।
देखिए, मेरे परिवार को निशाना बनाना चाहा ना क्या, मैं ये तो कह नहीं सकता, मैं भविष्य दर्शन नहीं हूँ। मैं जरूर ये कहना चाहूंगा, जो इनकी सोच जो कम्युनिस्ट का है, जो एक सुश्री सांप्रदायिक सुश्री देके राजनीति करना है, नहीं तो भाई मेरे पिताजी का वर्षी है, मैं यहाँ यज्ञ करूंगा, मैंने किसका नुकसान किया? मैंने तो सब लोग निमंत्रण भी सब आए जो तुम्हें भाग ले। और हमारे जो भारत की परंपरा है, एक संतान अपने पिता के लिए बस्ती में पूजा अर्चना करता है, तो वही मैंने कि इसके बाहर कुछ नहीं है।
चलिए, एक आखिरी सवाल आपसे करूंगा। अब ये घटना हो गई, अब क्या संदेश देना चाहेंगे ऐसे साजिश करने वाले लोगों को, और क्या हवन होगा आपके घर पे?
बिल्कुल, मैं अभी आपके इसके बाद में निकलूंगा यहाँ से, 1 घंटे के रास्ता है, मैं जाऊंगा, वह हवन मैं करूंगा, और मैंने पिताजी का जो आत्मा को शांति मिले उसके लिए मैं हवन जरूर करूंगा। और हम लोग डरने वाले लोग नहीं है, और कम्युनिस्ट इस तरीके से कभी भी समाज व्यवस्था को तोड़ नहीं सकता। ये भारत है, भारत को कभी भी तोड़ नहीं सकते। व्यवस्था को तोड़ने की किसी ने नहीं कर पाया, कम्युनिस्ट भी नहीं कर पाए। 25 साल वो सत्ता में रहे, तब भी हमारे व्यवस्था को, हमारे कृष्टि को, संस्कृति को रोक नहीं पाया, आज भी नहीं रोक पाएंगे। जीत जनता की होगी, और निश्चित आत्मा की जीत होगी, और डेवलपमेंट की जीत होगी।
चलिए, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया रिपब्लिक मीडिया से बातचीत करने के लिए बिप्लब देव जी आपका।
You were just watching that exclusive conversation with the former Chief Minister of Tripura, Biplab Deb, whose house was set ablaze. His ancestral home was set ablaze yesterday night at around 10:30 p.m. by unidentified miscreants. Police are hard on the case, and these are raising the Chief Minister there, saying that it was a targeted attack. The politics of the CPIM have always been that of violence in the state. And he says that, well, he was asked about whether it was an act of enmity, of whether it was, what was the message that was tried to convey. But now the Chief Minister has said that in a short while, he will be on his way to perform the Shraddh ceremony, the Yagna, as scheduled. And he said that he and the people of the members of his party, his supporters, will not be frightened, because will not be threatened by this horrifying act of the CPIM. As his close sources have been saying earlier, it's the CPIM. The CPIM has a hand in the setting ablaze of his home. Aniruddha joining us live. Aniruddha, we were just listening in. We hope you were too, to that exclusive conversation with the former Chief Minister of Tripura, Biplab Deb, whose home was attacked last night. He has sounded a positive note of confidence, saying that he will be on his way in a short while from now. He will perform that ceremony for the peace of his father's soul. Well, a clear message of positivity there coming from the former Chief Minister, despite the fact that that the CPIM, as the BJP claims, as sources close to the Chief Minister claim, trying to put forward a message that's very negative before the upcoming elections in the state.
Yes, Rukma, in fact, as we can all see and our viewers have also seen that Biplab Deb was very much confident. He was not at all taken aback by the attack that was carried out at his ancestral residence yesterday, and in fact he is very to the point and precise in attacking the CPIM, and he has very clearly said that there is a very larger political motive behind this attack, and that the left actually wants to stall the progress and development that has been taking place in the state of Tripura. Ahead of the elections, it is definitely a very serious issue, given the fact that Tripura is going to the elections in the next 2 to 3 months. This attack is something which raises serious concern as far as the security scenario and the arrangement and the run-up for the polls are concerned, Rukma.
Well, many thanks, Anirudh, for joining us there. And we're bringing you live and breaking news here on Republic. The latest on the setting ablaze of the former Chief Minister of Tripura's residence. Anirudh, my colleague there from Guwahati, reporting on this story from the ground. We'll be coming back to you with all the latest updates on this and more. Meanwhile, it's time for a short break. But coming up, BJP questions why was no action taken after the first attack on the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. TMC says do not politicize the issue. Also coming up, actor Gayatri Raghuram quits the BJP, says women are not safe under Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai.
Saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Puri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri. And as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and in few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
I'm Gursimran Singh in Jammu, and this is Republic.
You're watching Live and Breaking. I'm Rukma with you, and shifting focus to news from West Bengal on the attack on the Vande Bharat Express, the premium train that was attacked not once but twice in the state. The BJP has now hit out at the Mamata-led government. This comes after, for the second time in 2 days, stones were pelted at the Howrah-New Jalpaiguri Vande Bharat Express on Tuesday. The incident took place when the train was arriving at the NJP yard. The first such incident was reported on Monday in Malda. So big political fight ensuing as the BJP slams the Trinamool Congress government, even as the only reaction that had come in from the TMC was that the issue should not be politicized. Let's listen in to more voices on the case, on the issue.
এই সেমি বুলেট ট্রেন আমরা তৈরি করেছি, লক্ষ লক্ষ কোটি টাকা খরচা করে বুলেট ট্রেন করার মতো আমাদের এখনো পরিস্থিতি নেই, তার জন্য এক্সপেরিমেন্ট চলছে। কিন্তু আমাদের ইঞ্জিনিয়াররাও পারেন, সেটাও করে দেখিয়েছেন ওরা। আর সেটা নেওয়ার জন্য আমাদের জনতা বোধহয় প্রস্তুত নাই। এই ধরনের মানসিকতা নিয়ে একবিংশ শতাব্দীতে কতদিন থাকা সম্ভব বা দুনিয়ার সঙ্গে তাল মিলিয়ে আদৌ এগোনো সম্ভব কিনা এই প্রশ্ন উঠেছে। কিছু লোকের মাথা খারাপ লোক যাদেরকে কেউ না কেউ উৎসাহ দিচ্ছে, তারা এই ধরনের করে বেড়াচ্ছে এবং আমাদেরকে বদনাম করছে। আমাদের রাজ্য সরকার এদের বিরুদ্ধে স্টেপ নেওয়া দরকার।
So the Vande Bharat Express, inaugurated just a few days ago, attacked, pelted with stones as it enters the NGP yard. This is not the first time. This is in fact the second time that such an incident has taken place in West Bengal. The West Bengal government seeking not to speak on the matter, just saying that, that the issue should not be politicized when the BJP tries to raise concerns over the safety of passengers, over the safety of the train, and this attack on public property. But the TMC only insists that the issue should not be politicized.
A Punjab origin kabaddi coach was shot dead in Philippines' Manila city, and in fact this incident reported when he was returning back from his work, and in fact by some unidentified people he was shot dead at the spot. And basically Gurpreet Singh was the deceased that has been identified, and he is the native of Nihal Singh Wala village in Punjab's Moga, and in fact now his family member is demanding that his mortal remains should be repatriated so that the last rites can be performed at the native place. Basically Gurpreet Singh was a renowned kabaddi player, and in fact he was shifted his base couple of years back to Philippines to earn his livelihood, and even he was also giving the coaching of kabaddi, and though he was surviving his own business also, but now he has been shot dead, and in fact his family is demanding justice and asking the Indian government to brought his mortal remains back to the native place so that last rites can be performed.
Time for a short break. On the other side, day ahead of his father's death anniversary, ancestral house of Biplab Deb set on fire.
Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and in few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being.
And breaking news coming in from Rajouri in Jammu days after the Rajouri terror attack. Republic has now spoken to the man who saved the lives of many civilians on the day of the attack. Balkrishan fired on the terrorists when they attacked the third house in the village of Dangri. He is the village defense guard member and he fired at terrorists using his 303 rifle. When Balkrishan fired 2 rounds on the terrorists, they escaped from the village. They fled, in fact. Let's listen in to what Balkrishan has to say about the ghastly incident.
राजौरी के डांगरी में आतंकियों ने मौत का तांडव खेला। मौत का आंकड़ा जो 6 तक सीमित रहा 2 आतंकी हमलों में, ये इससे कई गुना हो सकता था अगर बालकृष्ण ने उस समय सूझबूझ ना दिखाई होती और आतंकियों पर एकाएक फायर ना किए होते। बालकृष्ण जो है इस गांव के निवासी हैं। सरकार की तरफ से इन्हें 303 गन दी गई है और उस वक्त इन्होंने अपनी सूझबूझ का मुजाहरा किया। जब लोग घर में दुबक गए थे तब बालकृष्ण घर से बाहर निकले। जब तीसरे और चौथे घर में फायरिंग हुई तो बालकृष्ण की तरफ से अपनी 303 इसी गन से जो है फायरिंग शुरू कर दी गई। 2 से 3 राउंड जो हैं वो दागे गए, जिसके बाद आतंकियों को लगा कि यानी कि सुरक्षा बल या कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति सुरक्षा बलों से यहां पहुंच गया है जो उन्हें खत्म कर सकता है और उसके बाद आतंकियों ने यहां किसी भी घर में फायरिंग नहीं की और वो यहां से भाग खड़े हुए। किस तरह से लगातार अगर बात की जाए बालकृष्ण ने जो है एक सूझबूझ वहां पर दिखाई। बालकृष्ण जी, उस वक्त आप कहां थे, क्या हुआ ये बताइए।
सर, जब फायरिंग होने बाद जाई तो मैं जहाँ आगे से नीचे, तब मैं दौड़ के अपने रूम में गया। वहाँ से मैं गन ली, तब मैंने देखा कि वहाँ पार फायरिंग हो गई है। तब मैंने जहाँ आके एक फायर किया, जब मैंने देखा कि वो बंदे इधर जा रहे हैं, फिर मैं नीचे जाके वहाँ एक फायर किया ठंडी में। तब उनको भागने का मौका लगा कि हमारे पीछे बंदे पड़ गए हैं। तब जहाँ उनके हमारे घर सूझे नहीं तो कहाँ से कहाँ बढ़े, तब उनके नीचे दौड़ने की कोशिश की। तब ये हमारा पूरा गांव थोड़ा सा शांति में हुआ। तब आ जाके जो जिनको जख्मी थे वो थोड़े अपने कब्र किए। तब मैं वहाँ खड़ा रहा, फिर उनको रोड तक छोड़ा। फिर मैं वापस आया, देखा कि इधर क्या हालत है। फिर एक लड़का और था, वो भी उसको जख्मी था, उसको भी भेजा। फिर मैं जहाँ आके बैठ गया छत पे। मैं छत पे बैठा तो कोई 9 बजे के करीब आर्मी पहुंची। तब किसी ने मेरा नंबर दिया कि बाल जी ने उसका वो इधर ही है, उनको पूछो कहाँ हो।
तो बालकृष्ण जी, मुझे ये बताइए, जब फायरिंग हुई तब आपको डर नहीं लगा? आप एकाएक राइफल लेकर बाहर आ गए।
सर, डर लगा था, लेकिन उस टाइम मुझे यही सोच रहा था कि मेरा पूरा गांव उन्होंने घेरा हुआ है, कि इसलिए मुझे जल्द से जल्द इनको बचाना है। तब मैंने बाहर निकल कर अपनी हिम्मत नहीं हारी, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि बचना तो मरना तो रब के हाथ में है। अब निकलूंगा तो तब ये बचेंगे। तब मैंने फायरिंग की, तब वो भागे, तो उस कारण ये थोड़ा सा गांव बचा, नहीं तो उनका 30-40 घर ऐसे ही उनको मार के घर जाना था।
तो बालकृष्ण जी, क्योंकि वो लगातार आतंक का तांडव खेलते आ रहे थे, लगातार लोगों को मारते आ रहे थे, उस ढलान में आगे कितने घर हैं जिनको वो निशाना बना सकते थे जो फायरिंग की वजह से बच गए?
सर, कम तो कम ये देख लो, अब नीचे लाइटा बुझा रही हैं, उनको मारना था, लेकिन उनको यही तरह से अब एक ही इसके घर बड़े थे, हम हमारे पीछे बड़े हुए हैं, शायद हमें ताक मार के गिरा देंगे। तब वो भागे लगे, भाग ही गए। वो उन्होंने कोई फायरिंग की, जब से इधर निकल गए तब हमने थोड़ा सा आर्मी आई तो तब हमें थोड़ा सा इधर शांत आया। तो फिर एक बंदा निकला, घर से बाहर निकलने लगे, आस्ते आस्ते बच्चे बाहर निकाले, देखे सब ठीक हैं। तब आके आर्मी ने सारी चेकिंग की, उसके बाद हम सारे बाहर निकले बच्चे सारे, फिर सब हमारे साथ एक करते करते गाँव निकल गया। अब ठीक हैं, सब ठीक हैं, हम सब ठीक हैं। तब जाके थोड़ी सी मन में शांति में आई कि हम थोड़े से सब भी ठीक हैं।
तो राजौरी में जो आतंकी हमला हुआ है उसमें बालकृष्ण जी ने इसी 303 से आतंकियों को जो है खदेड़ा, क्योंकि अगर वहां पर फायर ना किया होता तो आतंकी जो है वो मौत का तांडव कहीं और घरों पर भी खेल सकते थे। और कहीं ना कहीं सरकार की तरफ से जो 303 बालकृष्ण जी जैसे लोगों को दी गई है, जो लोग आतंकी हमले के वक्त भी डरते नहीं हैं और पूर्ण तौर पर साहस के साथ आतंकियों का मुकाबला करने के लिए तत्पर रहते हैं। ऐसे लोग जो हैं वो समाज के लिए एक मिसाल हैं और राजौरी में किस तरह से बड़ा नरसंहार होने से बालकृष्ण जैसे लोगों ने रोका, ये जो है बताता है कि किस तरह से गांव के लोग, जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग आतंकवाद के खिलाफ अब बंदूक भी उठा चुके हैं और आतंकियों को दुम दबाकर भागना भी पड़ा। सरजीवन कुमार के साथ गुरसिमरन सिंह, रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क।
And coming up in a short while, day ahead of his father's death anniversary, ancestral home of former Chief Minister of Tripura, Biplab Deb, set on fire. For the second day in a row, stones pelted at Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was.
Were Chanda Kochar and Venugopal Doot acting alone? Was Videocon the only company and Chanda Kochar the only banker who took advantage of the culture during the Congress government? Were the money of poor Indians locked in banks, backed by government-issued licenses and government backing and government trust? In effect, people's money was swindled by business houses with political links who were fronts for extracting the money either out of India or into the hands of corrupt politicians and corrupt business houses and corrupt business persons. Without political patronage, such corruption cannot happen. When we investigate at Republic, either SSR or such financial scams, the corrupt and those guilty fight us back. With your support, we at Republic will fight back harder and we will beat them. Ladies and gentlemen, the whistleblower in this big financial scam is live with me at 10 o'clock tonight.
Good morning and thank you very much for joining us on Republic TV. This is live and breaking. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with the headlines we're tracking here for you on Republic TV. Days ahead of his father's death anniversary, the ancestral home of Biplab Deb is set on fire.
ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार-बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनक है।
Biplab Deb, of course, speaks to Republic TV, blames the left cadres for the attack on the ancestral home. Second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. The BJP questions as to why no action was taken after the first attack. The TMC says don't politicize this. A young IT professional is run over by a lorry in yet another incident of shocking apathy. The company alleges a cover-up. News just coming in, we are now learning that the Supreme Court of India has agreed to hear on Thursday a matter related to the eviction of about 5,000 people from Haldwani, allegedly from railway land. Now the plea for the urgent hearing is being made by the advocate Prashant Bhushan. Now to remember that the High Court had asked for a vacation of the railway land. So now we are learning that the case, of course, has reached the Supreme Court. Do remember that these people, thousands of them in fact, have been asked to vacate what is known as homes and structures that have come up on a kilometre, rather 2 kilometre long stretch of land that the High Court has held to be as the railways. Rhythm Anand Bhardwaj on the phone line with us. She has more details. Rhythm, good morning. Rhythm, give us more details in terms of this. Now, obviously, some hope coming in for all these protesters as the Supreme Court has agreed to hear the case.
Yes, that's right. Today, the Supreme Court has said that in the Haldwani cases, they will hear the case tomorrow. It's agreed to hear the matter of relating to the eviction of 5,000 people, Nupur, from Haldwani, allegedly from railways land. The plea is being made by Prashant Bhushan. There are two sides to the same story. One is, of course, the protests that are taking place that are spiraling out of control. The other is the Uttarakhand High Court that had recently ordered the authorities to evict the unauthorized occupants, to vacate the premises from the railway land adjoining the Haldwani railway station. This land is called Nupur Gapur Basti. Now, in this area, the issue was that there was railway land encroachment in the Haldwani area. This dates back to 2007. At that time, the railway officials had conducted eviction operations, and in July last year, the Northeastern Railways had delivered over 1,000 eviction notices to Bandhulpura residents, also instructing them to vacate their homes. In April, 500 people had also received similar notices. The Uttarakhand High Court had previously asked the railway administration to remove the encroachments on the railway land in 2016. The Supreme Court has postponed the hearing earlier, but the brief facts of the case show that this is not an eviction drive, but more something that has been, trying to evict land encroachers since 2007, that is 15 years. And the eviction drive is a result of a High Court order. Now we have to see how the Supreme Court is going to be looking at it, as both sides are going to be put forward. We're also seeing several Congress leaders very interested in this petition. Prashant Bhushan has filed another petition today, so that will also be clubbed with others. We now have to see what the Supreme Court on Thursday is going to state.
Right, absolutely. Now, Rhythm, even as the Supreme Court, of course, will hear the case tomorrow, the fact of the matter is that the court said that essentially enough time should be given to these people to vacate the land. And that is something that railway authorities, working in tandem, of course, with civic authorities have already done, haven't they?
Yes. So as we are looking at this, Nupur, we are seeing whether as the Supreme Court has said, now that they've approached the Supreme Court on the removal of encroachments, the Supreme Court really needs to now figure out whether they will be given more time. 5th of January is the hearing. This is also coming when Congress is making appeals saying that these people should not be rendered homeless. On the other side, we are seeing that this was after an Uttarakhand High Court order on 20th of December that ordered for the removal of encroachments. On the one side, it's the High Court order demanding encroachments be removed. On the other side, we are seeing, these political parties joining the protesters and asking for some action to be taken quickly. All eyes are going to be on the 5th of January, the hearing before the Supreme Court.
All right. Now, Rhythm, just give us brief details about what Prashant Bhushan has said in his plea before the court.
Prashant Bhushan has made the plea before the court, which will be heard on the 5th of January. He believes that the residents need to be given more notice for this encroachment that is happening. There have also been protests in the Haldwani area that have been led by Congress MLA Nupur. AICC Secretary Qazi Nizamuddin also said and challenged the High Court order in a press conference in Haldwani. The apex court that is going to be hearing the matter is going to be seeing all sides, whether this case is being politicized. Uttarakhand High Court, remember, like I said, had earlier reserved its decision on the encroachment. We have to see whether it's just an encroachment that is being done after the Uttarakhand High Court has ordered the authorities to evict forward the unauthorized occupants, or whether more time, like you said, needs to be given to the occupants that want to be that have to be removed, and the eviction notices that were given out in last year, July. All these factors will have to be taken together, but we also say, like I said earlier, the authorities have been trying to evict land encroachers since 2007.
All right, Rhythm Bharadwaj reporting on this. Thank you very much for joining us with all those details. So the Supreme Court, of course, hears the matter tomorrow. Well, we're cutting across to pictures now that we are getting of the Jain community. All right, we'll just cut to them in a bit. We are cutting to pictures of the Jain community now holding a protest against the Jharkhand government decision to declare Sri Samad Shikharji as a tourist spot. Now, do remember that these protests have been going on for about 2 weeks now, where people from the Jain community have essentially been up in arms against the Jharkhand government's decision of declaring Sri Samad Shikharji, a sacred pilgrimage site of the Jain community, as a tourist place. Now, the order was passed on Tuesday in Jaipur. It is located in Parsnath Hills in the Jharkhand state. So, we are, of course, now getting you more details in terms of these protests, which have gone on for about quite some time now, nearly 2 weeks. Do remember that The Jain community members, of course, have been saying that this is an extremely sacred site for the Jains and that it cannot be turned into a tourist place. So, protests, of course, have taken place in other parts of the country as well. These pictures, I think, are from Mumbai, where these protests are taking place over the decision of the Jharkhand government to turn this into a sacred pilgrimage site for the Jain community into a tourist place. Well, Sandeep is now joining us. He has more details. Now, Sandeep, I think you've been speaking to a large number of those protesters. What are their demands?
And now they have been across the country, and now they have been in fact moved. They've been in fact moved.
All right, I think that's a very poor audio connection that we have with Sandeep. But just to tell our viewers a bit about this pilgrimage site. Now, this is located in Jharkhand. It is one of the biggest pilgrimage destinations for people of the Jain faith. In fact, it is considered to be very important by both sects, that is the Digambars as well as the Shvetambars.
देखिए, सरकार फैसला वापस लेगी, शायद उन्हें ठीक से समझाया नहीं जा पा रहा है और ये बहुत भावात्मक मुद्दा है, तो इस पर लोग जो सुनते जा रहे हैं वो जुड़ते जा रहे हैं निरंतर। और कल मुनिश्री का जो देह विसर्जन हुआ, समाधि मरण हुआ, तो वह एक बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा बन गया देश में और लोग इस धारा में बह पड़े हैं। इसलिए सरकार को चाहिए कि बहुत बड़ी मांग नहीं है, सिर्फ यही चाह रहे हैं कि जो था जो है वैसा का वैसा रहने दिया जाए और कुछ करना है तो इसे इस स्तर पर किया जाए कि वो पवित्रतम तीर्थ क्षेत्र के रूप में सुरक्षित रहे और लोग उससे जुड़ कर के धर्म करें, अध्यात्म के क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ें, न कि पर्यटन के नाम पर मौज मस्ती। और
आपको लगता है महाराज जी कि पर्यटन के नाम पर वो शुद्धता रह पाएगी उस तीर्थ क्षेत्र में जो होनी चाहिए?
देखिए, पर्यटन का आजकल शब्द जो है बदनाम जैसे हो गया। पर्यटन बोलो तो बोले कि वहाँ होटल्स होंगे, वहाँ तरह तरह के खाने पीने की चीजें होंगी, मांस मच्छी होगा, दारू होगी, कैबरे डांस होंगे, क्लब्स होंगे। तो उस एक जो छवि बन गई शब्द की, उस कारण से पूरा समाज को ऐसे लग रहा है कि ये सारी चीजें पैदा हो जाएंगी। और जो परिपत्रक है उसमें भी एक बात लिखी है कि वहाँ मछली पालन, मुर्गी पालन जैसी चीजें हो सकती हैं, तो वो पॉइंट वहाँ से हटा दिया जाए और ये सुनिश्चित किया जाए कि इस टाइप की चीजें नहीं होंगी, वह तीर्थाटन ही रहेगा और पवित्रतम तीर्थ क्षेत्र के रूप में सुविकसित होगा। तो निश्चित रूप से समाज समझ जाएगी और शांत हो जाएगी। जबरदस्ती सरकार अगर खींचतान करती है और फिर कल एक मुनिराज ने, समर्थ सागर जी ने अन्न का त्याग किया है और अभी उनकी साधना चालू है और 2 मुनियों के क्रमिक अनशन चल रहे हैं, 48 घंटे में एक बार ही वो भोजन पानी ले रहे हैं और कल से फिर 3 मुनि वो क्रमिक अनशन पर, उपवास पर, 16 कारण के एकांतर पर आएंगे और उनके एक आहार एक उपवास मतलब 48 घंटे में केवल एक बार।
इतना सब कुछ हो रहा है, सरकार इस बात को क्यों नहीं समझ रही कि फैसला वापस लेने में दिक्कत परेशानी क्या है? क्योंकि जैन समाज जो है सड़कों पर है, आप जैसे संत जो हैं वो लगातार इस चीज पर सवाल उठा रहे हैं कि पर्यटन क्षेत्र घोषित करके उसकी शुद्धता को खत्म किया जा रहा है, तो सरकार को आपत्ति क्या है?
मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि बात ऊपर तक ठीक से पहुंच नहीं रही है या फिर उनके अपने कोई निजी स्वार्थ है या फिर समाज को सताना है या फिर वो अपने आप को कुछ मतलब दबाव बनाना है, क्या चाहते हैं। बाकी ऐसे लगता है कि वरिष्ठ प्रतिनिधि और ठीक सीधे ऊंचे स्तर पर मिलकर के बैठें, घंटे आधे घंटे की बात करें तो मसला हल हो जाएगा, क्योंकि बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है, हम कुछ मांग नहीं रहे हैं, जो है उसको वैसा रहने दिया जाए।
All right, so that is, of course, one of the demands that have been made by the Jain community. Do remember that protests have erupted across the country over this issue. It's been nearly 2 weeks since these protesters have, in fact, been demanding that the government of the state as well as the centre take back this notification. And a look now at the other top stories. We are following. Unidentified people attacked priests outside the ancestral village home of the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Deb in Udaipur. Now, the incident occurred at a time when a group of priests had arrived at Deb's residence. The mob attacked the saints and vandalized their vehicles. 2 days in a row, stone pelting incidents have been reported on the Vande Bharat train in West Bengal. The BJP has raised several questions as to why no action was taken after the first attack. However, the TMC has told the BJP not to politicize this issue. Actor Gayatri Raghuram has quit the BJP and has called the BJP party chief in the state Annamalai a tactical liar. She's added that no woman can work in the BJP in Tamil Nadu as long as he's there. On the third day of the Delhi hit-and-run probe, the victim's friend and the only eyewitness in the case, Nidhi, has given out her testimony to the Delhi police. She has said that the victim was in a drunken state but insisted on driving the two-wheeler. The National Executive of the BJP will meet for 2 days on the 16th and 17th of January and is likely to endorse an extension in its National President JP Nadda's tenure. The key organizational body will deliberate on its strategy for the upcoming state assembly elections. Telugu Desam Party President, former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has been denied permission for public meetings, rallies and road shows. N. Chandrababu Naidu, who was planning to tour Chittoor district from today, has been denied permission by the police. In a video that has been shared by the NFL subdivision, an RPF constable from Purnia Junction of Katihar Railway Division can be seen saving the life of a passenger. The BJP's National President JP Nadda will be on a 2-day visit to pole-bound Karnataka that begins on the 5th of January. He will be visiting key mutts, including a prominent Veera Shaiva seminary of Siddhaganga. And early morning protests broke out in Poonch, where anti-Pakistan slogans were raised and effigies were burnt by locals who demanded another surgical strike on Pakistan. Now we are getting inside details on the Haryana Minister Sandeep Singh's case. Sources have told Republic TV that there is a screenshot that has now come to the fore. This is a screenshot of a Snapchat with the minister. A message, in fact, according to our sources, was sent by the minister Sandeep Singh on the 13th of May through Snapchat and has now become a crucial piece of evidence. It has, in fact, been seized by the police. Let's go across to Amandeep, who has more details on what this is about. Amandeep, tell us more in terms of what this evidence seems to suggest.
Well, Nupur, this is a very crucial evidence, and in fact, highly placed sources inside the Chandigarh police revealed that there is a screenshot of Snapchat that was provided by the victim to the police during her statement when it was recorded, and even that Snapchat chat was with Minister Sandeep Singh, and that was on vanish mode. But somehow, victim managed to take the screenshot of that chat, and in fact, further, it turned out to be the piece of evidence, and she has handed over to the Chandigarh police for the further probe. And in fact, the details of this Snapchat is it has sent on the 13th of May, and even the victim has already handed over her phones to the police to collect more evidences, just because now, after the statement of the victim, Nupur, the case is completely dependent on the electronic evidence, that how much evidence a victim can be produced, just because, Nupur, so far police investigation is completely taking rounds around the victim. They are not touching Sandeep Singh. they have not went on the spot where the entire incident happened. They have not recorded the statement of the Sandeep Singh. They have not questioned the Sandeep Singh, just because so far victim statement has been recorded and she has been questioned almost 5 times. And even the investigation, the SIT that was investigating the case, they were all trying to procure the concrete evidence before moving towards the minister. But this is one evidence that Republic has got to know, that this is a very important piece of evidence, a chat of Snapchat. And this indicates, Nupur, that how minister and the victim remain connected through the Snapchat also. That is a social media. Yes.
Now, Amandeep, in this case, it appears that, the onus of proving this allegation remains on the victim, and the minister himself has not even been questioned by the police in this case so far. Why is that?
This is the most surprising and, in fact, the most shocking point of this entire case. Just because, Nupur, the FIR states that the section 354B has been imposed against minister, and that is a non-bailable section, and police cannot ignore that. And even the police have not hold the arrest of Sandeep Singh in this entire case. But still, they have not questioned minister just once a time. They have not summoned him. They have not arrested him, and even they have not visited the spot where the entire incident has been reported. And in fact, that is the official residence of the minister. And even the minister is still holding the portfolio of stationery and printing in Haryana government. But the police investigation is completely inclined towards the victim. They are questioning victim again and again, and even not touching the Sandeep Singh. But why? This is a big question. Neither Chandigarh police is willing to come on record regarding this entire case. Whenever we question any of the police official regarding this case, everybody is repeating the one single line that SIT is probing the matter, and that's it. Once the investigation will be concluded, only then anybody can reveal any kind of detail regarding the case. But what about the FIR? FIR states that it was a rape attempt, but the section that was imposed by the Chandigarh police is sexual harassment. It was a clear-cut statement from the side of the victim that there was a rape attempt in this entire incident. But Chandigarh police have registered this case into sexual harassment, and even after registering that FIR, they are not moving towards Minister Sandeep Singh. The questions are completely unanswered, and even the Chandigarh police is completely in a thick soup. Either they are providing a minister to a privilege in this investigation, they are giving him the VVIP privilege, that just because he is a minister, that is the reason Chandigarh police is not reaching out him. What all is happening behind the curtain? And even on the other side, Nupur, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has also landed in the support of minister. He says these are just the allegations, and it has not been proved so far. And even he also stated that he has surrendered his portfolio of the sports. What else he can do? What all is happening when there's serious allegations against the minister, and even the FIR has been registered?
Absolutely. As you're pointing out, of course, several questions remain as to why this sort of treatment is being meted out to the minister, where he's not been questioned in this case even once. Thank you for the moment, Amandeep, for joining us.
And run case in the national capital on the wee hours. Then it was a case from Greater Noida. And now this is the case from Adarsh Nagar, where we see a man stabbing a woman for about a dozen times. And all of this just because she refused to accept her friendship. A refusal has irked this man and has made him stab this woman for about 12 times. It is a case from Adarsh Nagar where this man can be seen having a brawl with the woman, and soon after her refusal for friendship, he went on to stab that woman brutally for about 12 times. The woman is now in a critical condition and she is admitted to the hospital. Doctors say that the blood loss was so much so that her condition is very unlikely to improve. This is Tanisha Avasthi with Vijay Bhisham reporting from New Delhi for Republic TV.
The BJP questions why no action has been taken after the first attack on the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. And a young IT professional is run over by a lorry in yet another incident of shocking apathy.
now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now
I'm Priyanka Sharma from Gujarat, and this is Republic. Well, news just coming in, of course. We are now going to play out visuals of a high-handed sort of an attitude of the BRS MLA that has now been caught on camera. Now watch how the Belampalli MLA Durgam Chennai was seen allegedly assaulting a toll plaza staff after his vehicle was stopped over there. The incident was reported at the Mandamari toll plaza, and the attack by the BRS MLA was recorded on CCTV cameras. So pictures on your screen are of what happened. As you can see, there are supporters also of the BRS MLA who appear to get down and assault this toll plaza staff. All right, so there you can see it. The BRS MLA actually gets down and assaults the toll plaza staff over there. Now there appears to have been a conflagration between the two, and thereafter the BRS MLA of course appears to get down and then assault the toll plaza staff after he stopped his vehicle. This incident was reported at the Mandamari toll plaza. This BRS MLA is Durgam Chennai. Aneri is joining us live and she has more details on what happened. Aneri, tell us more in terms of what really took place.
What we are seeing is that a clear case of high-handedness and also a VVIP racism also we can say, because this BRS MLA who was travelling from one place to another place and he had to cross the toll gate, but then he also got down of the car, he also assaulted the toll plaza staff member there, and also at the same time not to forget how you can see in the CCTV also very clearly how this BRS MLA was seen hitting slapping the toll plaza employee for not allowing his vehicle, for stopping his vehicle. So very clear, a high-handedness of a BRS MLA which was caught on CCTV. And also at the same time, we have been seeing, when we also happen to get more information on this, the police officials say that they haven't received any sort of complaint, but yes, they saw the CCTV and now they are further investigating into the matter, is what the police officials are saying. But yes, a complaint is not yet registered in this connection, but also at the same time, what we are seeing in the CCTV very clearly, the BRS MLA was seen assaulting and slapping a toll plaza employee for stopping his vehicle, and also this was recorded on CCTV very clearly. A toll plaza employee was assaulted by the BRS MLA. A shocking visual coming in where we can see that as his vehicle was not allowed, he got down off the car and he was questioning the toll plaza employee for not allowing his vehicle to go ahead.
Right, so it's very clear in these pictures. It appears that his vehicle is stopped. He comes out, then he hits this man, and then his guards seem to take him away from the spot. And thereafter, of course, he does return to the spot, and an argument ensues between them. Now, any reaction that we are getting from the BRS so far?
Well, not really, Nupur. We are yet to get any sort of reaction or any sort of information from the BRS leaders, because this is the video which we have got, where we can see in the CCTV very clearly how the BRS MLA was seen hitting at the toll plaza employee, asking him to open the toll gate because he was moving, he was returning from Hyderabad, is what we are told. And that is the time when, as his vehicle was not allowed, as his vehicle was stopped, rather we can say, and that is the time when this BRS
stay with us, Aneri. Stay with us. I'm going to go across to Krishna Sagar Rao from the BJP on this. Krishna Sagar Rao, good morning. How do you see what happened? We are given to understand that this BRS MLA lost his cool over a poor toll plaza employee who was just trying to do his job.
See, this smacks of the entitlement BRS MLAs feel they possess. It is total abuse of power, and it is brazenness which is totally unacceptable. Bharatiya Janata Party condemns this kind of high-handedness of the MLA and demands that immediate action be taken and FIR should be filed by the local police against this MLA.
All right. Also, do you feel that, incidents like this one, in fact, go a long way in telling people that there is still a culture of high-handedness, a culture where people think that they're entitled to certain things just because they are public representatives?
Yeah, because they tend to, unfortunately, people elect individuals who have no basic, even education, to understand that they're representatives, they're the servants of the voters, and they have to serve their constituency. They're not masters, they're not slave drivers, they don't have any entitlement, and they don't need to be VIPs. So the lack of this kind of knowledge is causing all this kind of high-handedness, and this is unruliness is unacceptable in a democracy. Everybody is equal, and before law, everybody has to behave the same way. Otherwise, they have to be charged and tried and prosecuted.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Rao, for that. So as Mr. Rao is pointing out, of course, action needs to be taken against this BRS MLA. It's very, very clear in those pictures that he does get down and assault the employee now. And Aneri, of course, is continuing to be with us. Now, Aneri, is any action likely to be taken at all against the BRS MLA? Because as of now, we are told that the police seem to have seen this footage, but they still haven't acted against him.
Well, Nupur, what we are seeing right now on our screens is the CCTV footage from a toll plaza where a BRS MLA was very clearly seen angry at the toll plaza employees for not allowing his...
From the TRS, joining us right now is Mr. Rahman. Mr. Rahman, Good morning. I think you can see those pictures that are now playing out. This is a video that's gone viral. It appears that the TRS MLA does get down and assaults a toll plaza employee. All right, I think we've lost that audio connection with him. We'll try and go back to him. But Aneri, back to you. What are the police telling you, Aneri? Why has action not been taken yet?
Well, Nupur, when we happen to get a confirmation in regard with this incident which was reported at a toll plaza, now what the police officials are saying that they haven't received any sort of complaint in regard with this incident which was reported at the toll plaza, but also at the same time they say that they have seen this video on social media, and that is why they are right now investigating into this and looking into what exactly had transpired during that point in time, because very clearly how you can see the BRS MLA along with his gunman and other security guards who were trying to stop the BRS MLA there from at the toll plaza, but also at the same time we can see how
Stay with us, Aneri. Khalikur Rahman from the TRS is with us on the phone line. Mr. Rahman, I'm sure you've seen these pictures that have now emerged of the incident that occurred at the toll plaza. Don't you think that action needs to be taken against your MLA?
Yeah, good morning. In fact, I haven't seen the CCTV footage, but whatever has happened actually at the toll gate between the MLA and the staff of the toll gate, if it's found that our MLAs in fact tried to abuse or if they had the verbal argument, then in fact the case will be investigated and action will be taken against whoever is responsible for this.
But aren't the pictures very, very clear, Mr. Rahman? You can see that the minister gets down from his car. He seems to be upset about something. He goes and pushes, in fact, slaps this employee who then runs away, and he's actually stopped by his guards.
No, that's what I'm telling you, because we don't know what exactly is the issue there between, the MLA and the staff of the toll gate there. And the matter will be investigated and necessary action will be taken.
So you're saying that action needs to be taken, but after investigation. But so far we are told that the police hasn't really even begun an inquiry or looked into what has happened. They say that they've seen the footage, but they haven't acted yet. Why is that?
No, definitely. The police will take note of this and police will do their job. Because before, taking any action, the investigation has to be done. The inquiry has to be done. And the CCTV footage is there, that's what you're saying, I've not seen that. But from the CCTV footage, if it is found that, if the MLA has been involved in any kind of argument with the staff, then we'll have to find out the reason. What was the issue and why that argument has taken place and what made the MLA get down from the car. So this is possible only once, the inquiry is conducted.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Rahman from the TRS speaking to us. Mr. Rahman, one final question. Mr. Rahman, don't you feel that, when pictures like these actually come out, it does seem to send out a message to people that anybody who's an elected representative can get away with this kind of behavior?
No, absolutely. The public representatives have to be more responsible, and if it is found that, because see, as far the Telangana is concerned, whether it's a public representative or whoever it is, and being a public representative, it puts an extra responsibility on, the public representatives to conduct it and behave. But we really don't know what, conspired there, what happened, and what made the MLA get down from the car and get into an argument with the toll plaza staff. Sometimes it so happens that even the toll plaza staff, there are cases where it is reported the toll plaza staff, misbehaved
with the people. Forget about an MLA, but even such cases are there. So that's the reason. Because unless a thorough inquiry is conducted, we will not be in a position to, comment right now at this point of time. So once the inquiry is conducted, then if it is found that, if the MLA's high-handedness was there, definitely the action will be taken. But if it also found that the toll plaza staff's fault was there, then, necessary action will be taken, whoever is responsible for this.
All right, Mr. Rahman from the BRS, thank you very much for joining us. So that's the latest that we are getting on this. The BRS says that if the MLA is guilty, action will be taken against him. But first, a thorough investigation needs to be done. Now, moving on to another big story that we are tracking right now. We are, in fact, getting a lead in the Rishabh Pant accident case. Sources have told Republic TV that a team of the NHAI on Tuesday once again visited the accident site. The National Highway Authority of India officials have said that no potholes were found at the accident site, and even patchwork was not done. They have now in their report seemed to suggest that a pothole was not the reason for the accident, and that left the cricketer Rishabh Pant wounded. A quick update on his health as well. Of course, he's now out of the ICU, but the extent of his injuries on his knee and toe as well as ankle are being still looked upon. Harsha is joining us live from New Delhi on this. Harsha, tell us more about what the National Highway Authority of India has said about this.
Exactly. Now we are gathering from our official sources from the NHI is that on the accident crash site, the multiple teams from the Road Safety Department from the Save Life Foundation and the ARTO Department of Uttarakhand visited. And on Tuesday as well, NHI officials were on the spot, and we have got to know that the officials at the inspection site has clearly stated that there are no potholes on the NH58, the national highway that goes from Delhi to Uttarakhand. As well, there are not any patchwork that were torn or that had to be repaired. No long patchwork were there at the time when Rishabh Pant's accident happened. In fact, the very place where the pile of sand is there, exactly, there's no pothole. This is what NHI officials have quoted. Let me also tell you the detailed report which will be submitted by Save Life Foundation and Road Safety Team in the Commission and in the National Highway Authority of India. The report is to be submitted in this week only, and in that detailed report finally it will come what were the clear reasons of the accident of Rishabh Pant's car. But till now what NHI has said that there are no potholes, there are no long patchwork. Potholes is not responsible. It is not because of the pothole that Rishabh Pant's car met an accident at that very place. And about the health condition of Rishabh Pant is right now stable. He's talking, he's meeting his fans and friends, and we're also getting to know that he soon could be shifted from Max Hospital Dehradun to Mumbai. The talks regarding his shifting is with the hospital administration, with the families, and BCCI is already doing. Nupur, back to you.
All right, Harsha, thank you very much for joining us with those details. So as Harsha is pointing out, the NHI has come out with a statement where they say that there was no pothole in the road where Rishabh Pant met with an accident, and a quick update on his health as well. We now know that there are talks on for him to be shifted back to Mumbai.
Broken out in the Poonch district of Jammu and Kashmir against the civilian killings by the terrorists in the Rajouri district's Dhangri, wherein the terrorist barged in 4 houses, killing the 4 people on 1st of January, followed by an ID blast that has taken place in the first house that was attacked by the terrorists on 1st of January, and that has taken 2 lives of the miners, after which the protests have broken out. Yesterday there was a complete Band call was given in the Kishtwar and the Doda district, and today the Band call has been given in the Poonch district, wherein protests have begun. The Jammu and Kashmir Bar Association in Jammu has also given a Band call, and the courts will remain shut in the Jammu region against the civilian killings by the terrorists. The people are saying that there needs to be action against the Pakistan, another surgical strike and a foolproof solution for the Pakistan problem that is trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir and targeting the minorities. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
You are watching Republic TV. On the other side, Biplab Deb speaks to Republic, blames left quarters for the attack on his ancestral home. And second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
Saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri. And as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village.
A look now at the top news stories this morning. Jain community members have staged a protest in Mumbai against the Jharkhand government's decision to declare Sri Samet Shikharji a tourist place. Protests have broken out across the country, and they have protesters have demanded the revocation of the decision. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear on Thursday a matter related to the eviction of about 5,000 people from Haldwani, allegedly from railway land. The plea for the urgent hearing was made by the advocate Prashant Bhushan. A day after the former Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Deb's ancestral home was attacked by unidentified mob, Biplab Deb spoke to Republic TV. Deb has blamed left cadres for the attack that took place a day ahead of his father's death anniversary.
ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार-बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं, और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है.
As protests erupted in Jammu and Kashmir, protesters in Poonch raised anti-Pakistan slogans and burnt effigies demanding another surgical strike. Protests took place a day after a bandh was observed in Poonch and Kishtwar districts in connection with the twin attacks that took place in Rajouri, in which 6 people lost their lives. Republic TV has spoken to a man who saved the lives of civilians on the day of the attack. Balkrishna was in the village defence guard member, fired at the terrorists when the third house was attacked in the Dhangri village. After he fired 2 rounds at terrorists escaped from the village.
सर डर लगा था, लेकिन उस टाइम मुझे यही सोच रहा था कि मेरा पूरा गांव उन्होंने घेरा हुआ है, कि इसलिए मुझे जल्द से जल्द इनको बचाना है. तब मैंने बाहर निकल कर अपनी हिम्मत नहीं हारी, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि बचना तो मरना तो रब के हाथ में है. अब निकलूंगा तो तब ये बचेंगे. तब मैंने फायरिंग की, तब वो भागे, तो उस कारण ये थोड़ा सा गांव बचा, नहीं तो उनको 30-40 घर ऐसे ही उनको मार के घर जाना था.
2 functionaries of the DMK have been arrested for allegedly harassing a lady constable during a party event over the weekend in Chennai. The arrest came hours after they were suspended from the party. The arrest and the suspension came after the opposition parties questioned authorities claiming inaction. In another ghastly incident that has been captured on CCTV, A man was seen stabbing a girl multiple times in broad daylight in the national capital. Both had a verbal brawl which took an extremely violent turn, with the man stabbing the woman. IT professional Shobna lost her life after she was run over by a lorry in Tamil Nadu. Shobna lost her control while she was driving as a bike skid. When she was driving on a road full of potholes after she fell, she was run over by a lorry that came from behind. Shobna was dropping her younger brother to school when the accident took place. While Shobna died on the spot, her brother sustained injuries. And IT sleuths are raiding a company related to Excel Group in the Gachipowli area, Chandanagar and Bachupalli area of Telangana. Around 20 teams involved in the raids have been conducting these operations. And coming up next, it's the second day in a row where stones have been pelted on the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. And an IT professional is run over by a lorry in yet another incident of shocking apathy.
Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh, and a few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this, and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road. Big questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri. And as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled.
Let me ask you tonight, which language do you speak? How many languages do you speak? I speak Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, English. I can understand Marathi, I can comprehend spoken Gujarati, Bhojpuri, and I can understand at least half a dozen other dialects. That is my upbringing. I'm sure that many of you speak as many and understand many more languages and dialects. And this is what makes us uniquely Indian. This characteristic is not common in many parts of the world. When we launched Republic, I spoke a bit of Kannada at a pre-launch youth event in Bengaluru. And Republic's first marketing campaign, viewers, was in Tamil in Chennai. Where else in the world do we have this richness, this unique diversity? Where else, viewers? And so, please don't stay a distant observer in this language political fight. You must say, we are #United by Language. Let us make #United by Language trend tonight and for a long time. Because it is the only way that the politicians in this country, across this country, will know that they can never beat us.
Welcome back. You're watching Live and Breaking. Now, a 72-year-old Jain monk who was on a fast against the Jharkhand government's decision to declare Sri Samet Shikharji as a tourist place has died in Jaipur. Now, the police said that after participating in a peace march in Jaipur against the decision, Suge Sagar Maharaj sat on a fast at the Sanghaji temple in the Sanganer area of the city. The priest was a native of the village of Banswara district in Rajasthan. He was on a vrat and had not eaten anything since the 25th of December. He passed away in the morning and the funeral was conducted at noon. The SHO of the Malpura Gate station, Satish Chand, has said that the state government has said that he died after fasting. Now, just to tell our viewers that there have been protests that have been ongoing for the past 2 weeks now. Sri Samet Shikharji is a Jain pilgrimage site that's located in the Parasnath Hills in Jharkhand. The state government has decided to turn into a tourist attraction, which has irked the community. They're concerned that the decision will jeopardize the sacred nature of this place. So as you can see on your screens, pictures of protests that have broken out in various parts of the country, including Mumbai, of course. And Sandeep is reporting for us from the site of the protests in Mumbai. Sandeep, there is considerable anger amongst these Jain protesters who now want the government to essentially revoke the notification that was issued. All right, so that's a very poor audio connection that we have with Sandeep over there. But just to recap the story for our viewers, protests like this one have broken out for about the past 2 weeks now in various parts of the country. These protesters, of course, are demanding the revocation of a notification that has been issued by the Jharkhand government, overturning the sacred site of the Jains into a tourist destination. Now, the Jain community, of course, feels that this sacred site will be ruined if it is turned into a tourist destination.
देखिए सरकार फैसला वापस लेगी.
Punjab origin kabaddi coach was shot dead in Philippines' Manila city, and in fact this incident reported when he was returning back from his work, and in fact by some unidentified people he was shot dead at the spot. And basically Gurpreet Singh was the deceased that has been identified, and he is the native of Nihal Singh Wala village in Punjab's Moga, and in fact now his family member is demanding that his mortal remains should be repatriated so that the last rites can be performed at the native place. Basically, Gurpreet Singh was a renowned kabaddi player, and in fact he was shifted his base couple of years back to Philippines to earn his livelihood, and even he was also giving the coaching of kabaddi, and though he was surviving his own business also, but now he has been shot dead, and in fact his family is demanding justice and asking the Indian government to brought his mortal remains back to the native place so that last rites can be performed.
ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं, और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है.
And it is the second day in a row where stones have been pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal.
Questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues.
Now the Indian Army has taken the custody of the shell, and in fact they have taken this shell to a safer place where they can destroy it without any intervention of the civilian. This is the place, and this was the drum in which it was placed from this very much location to the approaching road. That is the reason Indian Army bomb squad team has lifted this shell from this very much place to defuse it in a controlled explosion. Indian Army has arrived at the spot where the alive bombshell was recovered in Chandigarh and few meters away from Punjab Chief Minister's residence as well as Haryana Chief Minister's residence. You can see beyond the sandbags the alive bombshell was being verified. Indian Army is doing a detailed investigation into this and later this will be diffused with a controlled explosion.
These are the heart-wrenching visuals that are coming from the Dangri village of Rajouri, where 6 mortal remains are leaving from the Dangri village. 6 people, including the 2 miners who have been brutally killed by the terrorists, and they are now being taken to the crematorium for the final rites. This is really a heart-wrenching moment.
A lot of people saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run.
Viewers, the entire ecosystem and the entire cabal came together to somehow bury the SSR case and the Disha Salian investigation, because they either had clarity or they had a clear inkling that the real rot will come out if the 2 cases are really investigated. Now, viewers, of the many cases I have covered and led over the years in my career, the most nervous and desperate reaction was in these 2 cases, the Disha Salian case and the SSR case. They went after Republic, filed the false TRP cases on us, which turned out to be bogus. They got me and my colleagues interrogated, then arrested, then put in jail. Then for about 1 year, that ecosystem went after us like mad, like they'd gone completely crazy, in fact out of control with fear. And I always said the truth will break the door open. You're watching me tonight because you know that whether over the years you've agreed or disagreed with me on issues of the debate, you also know that the only channel that follows up, investigates, never gives up is Republic. And viewers, I have faith in that unswerving belief that the truth has to come out in this case. Tonight to roar again and trend #Nation for SSR and tell the ecosystem that they must start trembling again in the knowledge that the pure pursuit of the truth can be stopped neither by people like Vande and Parambir nor political masters. Let's debate.
Questions being raised about why was there not enough police presence, safety of women coming out. They're saying capital punishment for the people involved, the 5 accused who are in police custody. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving. We are reporting live from Sultanpuri, and as the final rites of the victim are happening as we speak, anger in the streets of Delhi continues. Saying that it's time to give justice to the Delhi hit and run victim. If you can see the visuals right now, these protesters just passed through the Sultanpuri police station. Their police presence is all here as well. The security has tightened up over here as these protesters are moving ahead on this road.
The headlines at 12 noon, day ahead of his father's death anniversary, the ancestral home of Biplab Deb is set on fire.
ये जो स्थिति है, कम्युनिस्ट ने बार-बार ही पूरे देश में ऐसा कोशिश करते हैं, विशेष संप्रदाय के लोगों को उकसा के राजनीति करना चाहते हैं और ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यजनकपूर्ण है.
Biplab Deb speaks to Republic TV, blames left quarters for the attack on his ancestral home. For the second day in a row, stones are pelted at the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. The BJP questions why no action has been taken after the first attack. The TMC says don't politicize it. A young IT professional is run over by a lorry in yet another accident of shocking apathy. The company alleges a cover-up. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for staying with us on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. You're with Live and Breaking. Now, the BJP has hit out at the Mamata Banerjee-led government. This comes after the second time in 2 days that the Vande Bharat Express was attacked by miscreants. Now, stones were pelted at the train in the Howrah-New Jalpaiguri route on Tuesday. Now, the incident took place when the train was arriving at the NJP, that is the New Jalpaiguri yard. The first such incident was reported on Monday in Malda. Pictures on your screen, of course, are of this attack that took place.
সেমি বুলেট ট্রেন আমরা তৈরি করেছি, লক্ষ লক্ষ কোটি টাকা খরচা করে বুলেট ট্রেন করার মতো আমাদের এখনও পরিস্থিতি নেই, তার জন্য এক্সপেরিমেন্ট চলছে। কিন্তু আমাদের ইঞ্জিনিয়াররাও পারেন, সেটাও করে দেখিয়েছেন ওরা, আর সেটা নেওয়ার জন্য আমাদের জনতাবোধের প্রস্তুত নাই। এই ধরনের মানসিকতা নিয়ে একবিংশ শতাব্দীতে কতদিন থাকা সম্ভব বা দুনিয়ার সঙ্গে তাল মিলিয়ে আদৌ এগোনো সম্ভব কিনা এই প্রশ্ন উঠেছে। কিছু লোকের মাথা খারাপ লোক, যাদেরকে কেউ না কেউ উৎসাহ দিচ্ছে, তারা এই ধরনের করে বেড়াচ্ছে এবং আমাদেরকে বদনাম করছে। আমাদের রাজ্য সরকার এদের বিরুদ্ধে স্টেপ নেওয়া দরকার।
All right, so pictures on your screen are of this attack that took place on the Vande Bharat Express train. Now, this is the second consecutive attack that we've seen on the train take place. Now, the first one, of course, was reported from Malda. The second one that took place yesterday has been reported from New Jalpaiguri. We are also given to understand that the police are investigating this case. But the question that's being raised by the BJP, of course, is that why has this not been acted upon by the state government after the first attack? I think Kishale is going to be, Kishale is joining us from the Bangla newsroom. Now, Kishale, even as politics has broken out between the BJP and the TMC at this, the fact is that this is something that needs to be investigated because, passengers' lives could be at risk, because in the first such attack, there were actually a large number of passengers who were inside the train when it happened.
Exactly, Nupur. As you have rightly said that the passengers, we have spoken to the passengers as well. Politics is at one hand going on about this, but what about the passengers who were inside the train when this incident happened, especially when the first incident came into fray? We saw that how the passengers were afraid, they were scared because that stone could have well hit one of them after breaking the glass window or glass door. That's what they were saying. We reached the station, we spoke to some passengers and they were all scared, afraid. They said that even if it's politics, keep your politics with you, with all the political parties, they were saying, but do not
all right,
do not do
I'll have to interrupt you there, Kishale, but we'll come back to you. We're going to go across to a live news briefing that's taking place.
தமிழகத்தை பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் 3 முக்கியமான விஷயங்களை உங்களுடைய கவனத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவது எங்களுடைய கடமையாக இருக்கிறது. மிக முக்கியமாக ஒரு 2-3 நாட்களுக்கு முன்பு சென்னை விருகம்பாக்கத்தில் திமுகவினுடைய மூத்த தலைவர் அக்கா கனிமொழி அவர்கள் பங்கேற்ற அந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் திமுக இளைஞரணியை சார்ந்த 2 நபர்கள் காவல்துறை பணியில் அங்கிருந்த ஒரு பெண் காவலரிடம் தகராறு நடந்திருக்கின்றார்கள் என்று நமக்கு தெரியும். அது நடந்து கூட 2 நாட்கள் ஆகியும் கூட முதல் தகவல் அறிக்கை எஃப்ஐஆர் கூட நம்முடைய காவல்துறை அவங்க பதிவு பண்ணல. இது பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சி எல்லாம் பேசி பெரிய ஒரு போராட்டத்திற்கே கிட்டத்தட்ட போக வேண்டிய சூழ்நிலை வந்துதான் நேற்று இரவு ஒரு எஃப்ஐஆர் ஃபைல் பண்ணி அந்த 2 நபர்களை காவல்துறை கைது செய்திருக்கின்றார். இது தமிழகத்தில் எந்த அளவிற்கு சட்டம் ஒழுங்கு கெட்டிருக்கிறது, பெண்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பு இல்லை என்பது மிக தெளிவாக தெரிகிறது. அப்ப 2 நாட்களாக எஃப்ஐஆர் போடாம 2 நாட்கள் கழித்து நள்ளிரவில் எஃப்ஐஆர் போட்டு கட்சியை விட்டு நீக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னா காவல்துறையின் மீது நிர்பந்தம் இருந்ததா? அந்த நிகழ்ச்சி நடந்து அங்கேயே காவல்துறை கைது செய்ய செல்லும் பொழுது அந்த தொண்டர்கள்லாம் காவல்துறையை தடுத்து நிறுத்துறாங்க, கைது செய்ய அனுமதிக்கல. அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய தலைவர்கள்லாம் தலையிட்டு தான் அந்த பிரச்சனையை சுமூகமா சண்டை போடாம வெளியே வந்தாங்க. 2 நாட்களா முதல் தகவல் அறிக்கை
Tamil Nadu BJP President Annamalai speaking about the harassment incident that took place for a lady police officer during a DMK event. He's speaking about how the police officers had their hands were tied because they were not able to take any action at the spot because of the DMK leaders present there.
48 மணி நேரம் அந்த 2 தவறு செய்த நபர்களை காவல்துறை காத்திருக்கிறதா அல்லது திமுகவினுடைய அமைச்சர்கள் முக்கியமான தலைவர்கள் அவர்கள் மீது நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கக்கூடாது என்று நிர்பந்தம் கொடுத்தாங்களா அப்படிங்கறத
He also questions about how 48 hours there was no proper FIR filed or any action taken. Even after a lot of media channels reporting it, he is also speaking about how if the police in Tamil Nadu's hands are really tied because of the DMK government's power.
இறையூர் கிராமத்துல தொடர்ந்து இந்த ஒரு மாத காலமாக பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். ஒரு பிரச்சனையை தாண்டி ஒரு பிரச்சனை, இரட்டை டம்ளர் முறை என்கின்ற பிரச்சனை. அதை தாண்டி கோவில்ல வந்து நம்முடைய எஸ்சி சகோதர சகோதரிகளுக்கு அனுமதி இல்லை என்ற பிரச்சனை. இப்ப வந்து ஒரு சமுதாய டேங்க்ல மனித மலத்தை வந்து கலந்திருக்காங்கன்னு ஒரு பிரச்சனை தொடர்ந்து கிட்டத்தட்ட 75
issues that are taking place in the rural places of the state where things are getting unnoticed.
அது என்ன நிலைமையில் இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறது புதுக்கோட்டையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய இறையூரே ஒரு சாட்சி. தொடர்ந்து ஒரே கிராமத்துல தொடர்ச்சியாக பிரச்சனைகள். போன வருஷம் தான் நாம பார்த்தோம், எங்கேயும் இல்லாத அளவுக்கு தமிழகத்துல தான் அதிகமான பஞ்சாயத்து தலைவர்கள், குறிப்பாக எஸ்சி சமுதாயத்திலிருந்து வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய பஞ்சாயத்து தலைவர்கள் கொடியேற்ற கூட முடியவில்லை என்று பார்த்தோம். இதெல்லாம் முதலமைச்சர் கவனத்தில் அமைதி பேச்சுவார்த்தை நடந்திருக்கா? இந்த குற்றத்தை செய்தவர் யாராக இருந்தாலும் கூட அவர்கள் மீது தனிப்படை போட்டு நடவடிக்கை எடுத்திருக்காங்களா அப்படிங்கிறது தமிழக மக்களுடைய கேள்வியா
இருக்கு. He is questioning about the kind of efforts or measures taken by the government in this Dravidian model government to make sure that these kind of caste discrimination issues does not happen in the different parts of the rural areas of the state.
கம்பல் பண்ணி ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணி அவருடைய வெறும் கைகளால அந்த கழிவு நீர் போற சாக்கடையை சுத்தம் பண்ண வச்சிருக்கார். அதை எம்எல்ஏ பார்த்து ரசித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார் ஒரு திமுக எம்எல்ஏ. இவர் மீது உடனடியாக இந்த மேனுவல் ஸ்கேவெஞ்சர் ஆக்ட் 1993 வந்த சட்டத்தை உடனடியாக இந்த திமுக எம்எல்ஏ மீது காவல்துறை பதிவு செய்யணும். இல்ல இதையும் இதே போல காலம் தாழ்த்தி போராட்டம் எல்லாம் செஞ்சுதான் பதிவு செய்வாங்களான்னு தெரியல. இது ஒரு ஆண்டு காலம் கடுங்காவல் தண்டனை இருக்கு, இதுக்கு பெயில் இல்ல.
He is also mentioning about how a DMK MLA has been involved in such caste discrimination issues and how there has to be strict action taken upon him and how cases has to be booked against him, particularly under the Prevention of Atrocities Against SCSD Act.
பொது இடத்துல ஒரு சாதாரண சாமானிய மனிதனை வந்து அவமானப்படுத்தலாம், அவரை திட்டலாம், அவரை வந்து மக்கள் முன்னாடி இவரு வந்து ஹீரோவாக காண்பிப்பதற்காக வெறும் கைகளால சாக்கடையை சுத்தம் பண்ண வச்சிருக்கார். அவர் மீது உடனடியாக வன்கொடுமை தடுப்பு சட்டம் வரணும். உடனடியாக அந்த அபாலிஷன் ஆஃப் இந்த மேனுவல் ஸ்கேவெஞ்சர் ஆக்ட் 1993 அதை போட்டு இந்த எம்எல்ஏ எபனீசர் அவரை கைது பண்ணி ரிமாண்ட் பண்ணணும். இதை செஞ்சாங்கன்னா இந்த முதலமைச்சர் சமூக நீதியை நிலைநாட்டக்கூடிய முதலமைச்சர் எடுத்துக்கலாம். இதை செய்ய திமுக என்பது வெறும் ஜாதி ஆதிக்கம் இருக்கக்கூடிய கட்சி தான். அது புதுக்கோட்டையிலிருந்து ஒரு இடத்திலும் நமக்கு தெரிந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. முன்னாள் எம்பி திரு மஸ்தான் அவர்கள், அந்த மஸ்தான் அவர்கள் இறந்த பிறகு அந்த வீட்டிற்கு நம்முடைய முதலமைச்சர் அவர்கள் சென்று விட்டு வந்தார்கள். அதன் பிறகு அபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாருமே அந்த மஸ்தான் அவர்களுடைய காரை எல்லாம் போட்டோ மூலமாக அனுப்ப ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. நானும் ஒரு காவல்துறை உயர் அதிகாரிக்கு அந்த போட்டோ அனுப்பிச்சு வச்சேன். அந்த கார்ல பாருங்க ரத்த கரையெல்லாம் இருக்கு.
He now speaks about the former Rajya Sabha MP from the DMK party, Mastan's death.
ஆனா நீங்கள் முறையாக நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கணும், எடுக்கவில்லை என்றால் நிச்சயமாக களத்தில் குதிப்போம் என்று ஒரு உயர் காவல்துறை அதிகாரி
spoken about this death issue to a senior police officer.
கடைசியா பார்க்கும்போது திமுகவினுடைய முன்னாள் எம்பி
how it is not a natural death, rather it was a murder even before the police found it out.
அந்த தவறு செய்திருந்தாலும் கூட தைரியம் எங்கே இருந்து வந்தது? இது முதலமைச்சரை வேற போய் பார்த்துட்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. அதன் பின்பு அவங்களுடைய ஒய்ஃப் கம்பல் பண்ணி சண்டை போட்டு போஸ்ட்மார்ட்டம் நடந்த பிறகுதான் இதற்கு ஒரு முடிவு வந்திருக்கு. இதையும் நாம் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். சட்ட ஒழுங்கு என்பது அப்படித்தான் இருக்கு தமிழ்நாடு முழுவதும்.
Law and order the situation in the state can be very well clearly seen how bad it is because the family members of a DMK leader are able to plan and execute a murder.
நேத்து தான் நம்ம பார்த்தோம் நம்முடைய ரால ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் அனாலிசிஸ் விங்ல இதற்கு முன்னாடி இருந்த ஒரு தலைவர், அவரோட நேத்து அந்த தலைவர் இப்பதான் ஒரு 6 மாசத்துக்கு முன்னாடி பாகிஸ்தான் ISI சீஃப் அவரோட சேர்ந்து ஒரு புத்தகம் எழுதியிருக்காங்க. அந்த ஏஎஸ் டவுலாட் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய அந்த ராவுனுடைய சீஃப் அந்த பாகிஸ்தான் ISI சீஃப் துரானியோடு இணைந்து ஒரு புக்கெல்லாம் எழுதியிருக்காங்க. அவர் மேல ஏகப்பட்ட கம்ப்ளைண்ட் இருக்கு. அதை போன்ற நபர்களோடு நடந்து போறாங்க. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம பார்க்கிறோம். அந்த துலாத் அவர்களுடைய பேச்சை வந்து இந்தியாவே 6 மாத காலமாக பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. பாகிஸ்தான் ISI பத்தி பேசினது, குறிப்பாக நம்முடைய அட்டாக் கிராஸ் பார்டர் அட்டாக்கை இந்தியாவின் மீதே குற்றம் சுமத்தினது அப்படிப்பட்ட நபர்களோடு சென்று கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள். இப்போ நாளைக்கு ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக காஷ்மீருக்குள்ள ராகுல் காந்தி அவங்க போகிறாங்க. ராகுல் காந்தி அவர்களோடு திரு உமர் அப்துல்லா அவர்கள் ஆதரவு கொடுத்து நானும் போறேன்னு சொல்றாங்க.
All right, now we're going to cut across to pictures that we are just getting. They appear to be of the main witness in this case, Nidhi, who was traveling with a 20-year-old who lost her life. Now, it appears in these pictures that she arrived home at her residence after the incident took place. So, pictures on your screen have been accessed by Republic TV. This is from a CCTV of the area where the main witness in this case, Nidhi, stays. Do remember that Nidhi, of course, gave a testimony to the police yesterday. And in that testimony, she appears to have said that the 20-year-old was actually in an inebriated state and decided still to drive on the scooter. She was hit by this car. And thereafter, she said that Nidhi herself has said that she got extremely scared and she ran away from the spot. Now, in this picture, she does appear to be coming back running to her home and is seen to be waiting outside the doorstep while someone opens the door for her. These are pictures that we have just accessed from the CCTV that is located near her home. So as I was saying, it does appear that she runs towards her home, towards the door, and does appear in these pictures at least to be very anxiously waiting for someone to open the door. So this is Anjali's friend who was with her when this particular accident took place. Now, do remember that Nidhi, of course, has said that Anjali decided to drive the scooter despite the fact that she was clearly inebriated. Let me go across to Tanisha, who has more details in this. Now, Tanisha, in these pictures, it does appear that she runs back to her residence. And you know, if we just go by the body language over there, she does appear to be quite anxious.
Right, but there's total chaos here outside the victim's residence because in just some moments from now, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is yet to arrive here. He'll be here in another 5-10 minutes. As you can see here, there's massive police deployment at the residence. Nobody is allowed to go. The gates have been shut, and it is said that Manish Sisodia will meet the victim's family, especially her mother. This is what we are getting to know because remember, it is since last evening that it was that reports were claiming that Manish Sisodia, along with Arvind Kejriwal, will be visiting the victim's house, and today the same has been confirmed because in just some moments from now, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia will be at the residence. As you can see here, there's massive police deployment at the spot. The gates that leads to the house have been shut. There's nobody allowed except for the family members. Right now inside we just have family members and the bodyguards who have been there inside, and soon after he visits the victim's family is when he's likely to make some announcements, is what we are getting to know here. If we talk about the CCTV that you're seeing on your screens, it is on the night when the accident had happened, and that is the CCTV that you see on your screen where her friend Nidhi, after the accident, as she has been claiming that she fell on the other side, and soon after the accident happened, she rushed, she fled to her home, and that is the actual CCTV footage that we're getting for you, where it can be seen that she is panicking, she is in a petrified mood. Her sense, the CCTV, the sense that it gives us is that she's in a petrified mood, and she has been extremely scared of what has happened, and that is clearly seen in the CCTV. It is said that this CCTV footage of Nidhi entering her house is after the accident has happened. Back to studios.
All right, absolutely. So Tanisha, of course, is reporting on the pictures that we have just managed to access now. Tanisha, now give us a quick update in terms of the investigation also. Now, Nidhi did speak to the police yesterday, and in her testimony, she has said that she was extremely afraid and decided to run away. Now, this CCTV image also does show that she appears to be, have panicked after what happened.
Right, Nupur. When we were talking to the locals about locals and neighbors of Nidhi's, where Nidhi used to stay. So off record, they told us that Nidhi, when she came late at night, she was in a very petrified mood. She was scared. She had that scare on her face, and she did reveal to the locals that she had an accident because there were some injuries that were seen on her shoulders and on her hands. Is what the locals told us off record. They are not wanting to come on camera, keeping in mind the intensity of the situation of the incident. But they did tell us that there were reports that say that the victim and her friend Nidhi were traveling, and it is when the car hit them, and Nidhi, her friend, fell on the other side of the road, while the victim Anjali, she came under the car, is what we are getting to know. However, when the locals confronted Nidhi, her friend, the only thing that she had to say is she suffered an accident. Soon after that, she locked herself inside her room, and the CCTV visuals confirm that, because if you see in that CCTV visual, she has been seen hurriedly rushing to her room. She's been trying to open the locks. So clearly that gives us a vibe about how petrified she was and how she was trying to keep all of this in a closed room so that nobody gets to know, and hence even a PCR call was not made by her being the friend of Anjali who came under the car.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Tanisha is right now outside Anjali's residence, where we are expecting the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister to be coming anytime soon. Now, also, Tanisha, give us a sense of what Anjali's family is demanding right now.
Right, Nupur, right now I am at the residence. As you were saying, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister is about to arrive. In just some moments from now. There's massive security here. It has been heightened since yesterday, because remember, these gates that you see, the copper gates that you see, were not shut yesterday. However, today, since Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is to arrive in just some moments from now, security has been deployed, gates have been shut, and nobody here is allowed to talk to the family. Only the family members are present inside, and in just some moments from now, Manish Sisodia is also likely to make some major announcements, because remember, the family has been alleging that there's a foul play, that she was, and even after the post-mortem report, there are few family members who still have been claiming that it was not a mere case of hit and run. They have been demanding strictest punishment for the accused in the case. They have been demanding death penalty in the case. We are trying to talk to some of the locals there. However, keeping in mind the intensity of the situation, nobody is willing to speak for now, but we will try getting the family's reaction as soon as we are allowed to get inside. Back to studios.
Absolutely. So Tanisha, of course, is bringing us the latest in terms of what's happening outside the home of Anjali. Right now on your screens are pictures that we have managed to access. These are of the CCTV footage that Republic TV has accessed. This is CCTV that has been installed